the university, the program. Has been a number of other homecomings before, so glad he was able to show up
Yeah.
and really, I mean, you could tell Cam Newton was, I ain't gonna say home, but you could tell he done been to the house before.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? He been to the house before. So, but yeah, man. I mean, listen, y'all said it. It was world class. Um, Production was just awesome. The energy. I mean, just
Hmm.
the way they utilized the amphitheater. I mean, the viewers, they wouldn't know it. We know it because, that's home for us. But the way the amphitheater was utilized, man, it's like, damn, that's that's how we need to utilize that space going forward.
Yeah.
Um, but man, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah. No doubt.
It's so speaking of amphitheater. I mean, so you see how people, HBC people, like, man, it's the best first take at at a college campus. We did it well. So that was great information from different, supporters, HBCU
Hmm.
supporters. They saw we did well. We had
Hmm.
it going out. So some people made excuses about why nobody came to theirs. We don't make
Oh, oh,
excuses.
oh.
We just show
He throw
up. We
you
just
you
show
throw
up.
you throwing shots,
You know what I'm
throwing
saying?
shots.
We just show up. We show up to show out. We just, some people just that's not like us. You know what I'm saying? And that's sort of what it is. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can do whatever y'all want to do, but we do what we gotta do. We do what we gotta do.
Yeah.
So speaking of, we had an offline conversation, but we were talking about where we had our pet rallies,
Hmm.
and when I was there a long time ago, that's when amphitheater was just first built, and so we had our first one. My freshman orientation week, they had like a little band came out, did something there. Football games, that's when Coach Cole was there, and it really amping it up. So we had a lot of our, student activity, student events right there in the amphitheater before switching over to Hell Stadium. I'm not sure exactly what year that was. We switched over. What about you, TSU manager? You had a little more experience than us.
Yeah,
So what
yeah.
do you guys
So you say long time ago. Mine was longer time ago.
have?
so yeah, man. Yeah. So ours and my memory escapes me a little bit, but if I'm not mistaken, and people who were there during my time, remind me. I'm pretty sure it was at the old plaza right in front of where the old sub
Mhm.
was located, which is now Greek Row. So that's kind of where the pet rallies were. And man, my memory escapes me, but I'm pretty sure I remember the band coming down from the band room, making that left, and then coming down that little street that's right there in front of the plaza. Um, it was. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna swing it over to Demetrius, but this is my opportunity to say this now.
Speak
Is
on it.
that homecoming? And I know they say homecoming is about everyone coming back, the alumni. I I don't necessarily agree with that, man, because I remember when we were in school, the homecoming, or at least the pep rally, was about us, right? Now the pep rally is this huge production and presentation, and you got people that you not only you got alumni, you got people that's from the locals that come, and not saying there's nothing wrong with that. Oh, more the merrier. But I remember homecoming and pep rally being about the students, and maybe we talk about not a lack of fan engagement. Maybe that has something to do with it, right? And I'm sure we'll probably talk about homecoming a little, maybe some attendance later on. And I'll jump on that. Well, I'll just talk about that real quick. And I'm sorry, Demetrius, I'll let it go to you. But maybe also that's what's wrong with tailgating. That tailgating is for the alumni and not necessarily for, well, it's for now it's the students, right? I think the students spend all their time over there about tailgating, and instead of going into the game. But we'll wait on that, before I go on some rant.
So I
I
don't
would
know.
say somebody from the '80s. So real quick, Demetrius, somebody from the '80s did tell me too that they had it at the old plaza too. Go ahead, Demetrius.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Okay.
Hmm.
So, because when I came in 2000, uh, the homecoming pep rally has always been at Hale. So, a couple of times it got moved to Gentry because of weather. Um, but it's always been at Hale. So, you know, being able to have it more centrally located on the yard, man, after what I saw on First Take, I can just imagine the buzz just around outside of production because I think you could only have so many people in the shot. Um, I can just imagine the atmosphere, just around campus, um, with First Take. So, but I think the parade is for everybody, you know. Um,
Did I
and
did
I
I
don't
say
think that's what
parade?
you're saying. I
No, no,
mean,
I
I'm sorry, the pep rally. Yeah, the
pep
pep
rally.
rally.
And I'm for that. But maybe we've done too much to gear it towards other folks and not the
Yeah,
students. Because I remember, man, just being in class, and you may have a, maybe not be so smart and take an 11 o'clock class, and then you sitting there at 11:50, but you hear that band coming, and all you can hear is the drums beating, and you ready to get out there to the pet rally, right? So
hmm,
you missing that action. Is that act that the excitement is building, and it's hard for it to build, man. When I don't know, it's just maybe the same thing happens over there at Hale, but it'd be great. I thought, like you said at the amphitheater, it may be really nice at the amphitheater and being more centrally located for students. Everything we talk about is centrally, location, location, location. That is right in the heart of the dormitories. Right
yeah,
there, the band coming down, the amphitheater is right in the heart almost of the dormitories. And except, of course, if you stay at the apartments.
The
But
apartment
it's
downtown. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's right there, man. I think it's just centrally located for everybody. And I think it's an awesome place for students to go and for the pet rally to be more about them than it is for everyone else. Not saying that everyone else can't go.
Demetrius, think about it. I do recall as I was leaving that some people they were upset that we moved some of the pep rallies to hell. And maybe that's sort of what happened
yeah,
when you came, because I remember they were like, we started a tradition here at the amphitheater. It's new, and it was just enough space for a pep rally. Generally you're not gonna have, 5 to 8,000. That could be something else can go happen at hell. We get a fish fry at hell. It's like, and that's fine. That could be like the next spot could be hell or something like that. So, yeah, but I totally get it because I remember we used to have a pep club too as well. It's another way of engaging students. Doesn't seem like
Hmm.
that's around anymore. I haven't
Hmm.
seen any visible of it. But I think another little thing they need to bring back if it's not there, if it's they need to find a better advisor to get people get back engaged
Right.
through that process. If that's because it doesn't seem to be visible to me. I just see the
Right.
student leaders, which is fine, and some cheerleaders, but we used to have a group of people doing the pep rally, students doing pep rally, and sort of leading the cheers and stuff like that. And so you sort of create that
Hmm.
kind of environment.
Hmm.
Um, so, and what a couple years ago, when was this? But some guy was like, I'm gonna offend some of our our classmates here, but some guy, I think it was, when was this? A couple years ago. Anyway, some kid was like, "These ladies look old. Let's get up out of here." And I was like, "Brother, these some PhDs and some these professional women. You better get in where you fit in, because these some these some professionals. Some of them are single, so you better get it together." But yeah, but bringing the students back in and find ways to do that. That would I do agree. You mean about finding ways. If you can keep it at hell, how do you bring in students? And like, do we really need? Because we didn't have. I don't recall us having like we did. We had a mic, like Mr. TSU would hold a mic or something like that, and just sort of be like, 'cause we had a couple guys we had. They were very vocal, and so either they passed the mic to Mr. TSU or to the pep club leader, and they would sort of lead chants and stuff like that. But it was a mic and maybe a DJ, and like we got stages and speaker issues in hell some years. I don't know how it sounded this year, but sometimes because this is a different volume and stuff like that. So you really went from a mic with speakers and a DJ to like this big production that you were saying earlier. And it's like, do we really need to spend this much money to do all this work?
Right.
Do we really need to do that?
I agreed. When we were there, it was person with a mic band or whatever, and the band was there. SGA president spoke. The a couple of people pep rallies. Pep clubs. They speak a little bit, but it just wasn't the production that is now. I'm not saying that is bad, but again, it just doesn't seem student centered, and maybe that's what we need to focus on is this, being more student centered or focused.
Yeah, so hopefully, new administration, and also too, like I mentioned, like last time, we did restart and redo this recording again. We had some issues, so we are live on YouTube now. It's good to know. But I was speaking just about the first take, and I would point this out. We're in the pressure cooker right now, and I think it was a great representation. And I think cream rises to the top when we get pressure, diamonds form when we get pressure. So I think it's a good representation overall. It's a very good work. So I'm gonna say that last recording. I'm gonna say it again that it was definitely. But as we think about how to engage more students, we gotta go to them. You know what I'm saying, and be more proactive about trying to engage them, so that we can create future TSU sports fans.
Yeah,
there you go.
Future, and so I think that's sort of a key thing to really think about, as we try to re-engage our people, whether it be through different, opponents, maybe potentially, to talk about trying to go back and use hell sometimes, whatever we need to do. We got to make sure that, we're doing the best to make sure our students are getting the benefit from whatever we do. I think that's really key. And I mentioned before there was an unfortunate incident that happened several hours after our parade, and the media sort of said, hey, it was at TSU, and so this time, yeah. Go ahead, admit TSU.
No. I just I thought you was throwing it to us. I was just saying they mentioned TSU and like they always do, and it had nothing to do with TSU. It wasn't on our campus. It didn't involve any of our students. It didn't even involve the parade. There's like he even mentioned our parade in there when this is hours after, 5 or 6 hours after the parade. So it was some local beef that had nothing to do with the students at TSU and the campus of TSU. But of course, certain media in Nashville always got to put their spin on it and put TSU to make it, make TSU sound bad. It's what they do.
Yeah, and so this time I would say that some people did retract their statements, and that was sort of good that we said, nah, we're gonna tag you, because I saw the TSU did another statement today, a follow up about what happened. It was not there. We pray for the families that were affected,
Right.
Situation, but tag your it. Come stop it, right? Stop it. So I think that's really important that in terms of that we need to make sure that we're clear. So if you're not familiar with Nashville, Galaxy is about 30, 40 minutes up the street. About 40 minutes up the street. So,
absolutely, Shock. Absolutely.
And not to mention last week, a certain school took a whole goalpost up and down. That's not legal. You can't carry stuff up and down. 5,000 students carrying a goalpost and threw it in the river
with police escort, no doubt.
With police escort.
With police escort.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
No, we couldn't.
Right.
So,
and then the mayor had to reference the Cumberland River after the goalpost was in it. So, come on, Let's
Yeah.
let's be real.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
We would have been arrested before we got to Fisk.
Yeah. Yep. You are definitely right. Definitely right. Before we get to football game, let's do this.
Hmm.
Uh, Dick Sco Barnett is now in the Hall of Fame. Dick
Yes,
Sco
Go,
sir.
Barnett.
Yes,
go.
sir.
Fall back, baby. Fall
Yes,
back,
sir.
baby is in the Hall of Fame. So he just got put in there. So congrats to him and his family. Should have happened a long time ago. But reminder, he was on our 90s, 57, 58, 59 championship teams, A&I, back in the day. So congrats to him. He is in our Hall of Fame too as well, Tennessee State Hall of Fame.
Hmm.
Long time. He put it a long time ago.
Yeah.
But so congrats on getting the NFL. So we got another
And his
person Hall of
jerseys
Fame. So we got
and his
him.
jersey retired by the Knicks.
Yep,
Jersey
yep.
retired by the Knicks. So we got one Hall of Fame NBA and two in the Claude
NFL.
Humphrey, Richard Dent in the NFL. So that's really good. And of course, we got Wilma Rudolph, Aiden, everything. So
And
everybody
don't
works. So we got
mention
a lot of track athletes in there.
and not to mention John McClendon and the
Yeah,
57
yeah,
team, the teams 57, 58, 59 teams are in
yes, himself.
Hall of Fame.
Mm.
The teams, the complete
Yeah,
teams are in the
yeah,
Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, yeah. So great news. Hopefully, we can talk about that more. Do some more things to honor. I think he's 98 now. He's getting close. He's in his 90s.
80,
Hopefully, do
I
some
thought it was
things with
88.
him.
Okay.
Y'all way up. Yeah, so I know he's up in age. So
Yeah.
hopefully get him around back to Tennessee State and do some things. They met Kamala Harris last year, some of the
Yeah.
members.
Hmm.
So we hopefully can honor him, and give him his flowers as he's still around. So
And, and
great news for
everyone
him.
and everyone on those
Volleyball
teams.
won.
Hmm.
Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
was just saying
everyone.
every one of those teams for
And
57, 58, and 59.
yeah, yeah. And volleyball back in the winning circle. Lost night before to SEIU. We did beat them on Saturday. Um, so we're glad to see them back on in the winning circle as well. They're getting close. I watch them. They're getting close. They're getting close.
Yeah.
We got you back. October 16th. One more thing. Big Blue Madness is coming for basketball. So we can
Yes,
talk about
sir.
basketball later. But that's another thing. Opportunity for student engagement, alumni engagement. Before y'all leave to come this weekend to Howard, to DC, check it out on Wednesday before y'all come down this way. So excited about the season. Rosters are updated now. Men's and women's, so go check them out. They are updated. There's not enough pictures yet on the women's yet, but you know they're there. So you check them out. Who we got coming? Um, so the mighty.
Hold on. We
Go,
got
go ahead.
we got one thing.
What you
We got
got?
one thing. I can't let this wait till next week because we're gonna have a nice interview next week coming up. But I can't let this wait. We have this is breaking news. We have a four-star forward. Bowden Singleton has committed to Tennessee State. He's a native of Alberta, Canada, and he's going to be playing with our hockey team next year. So he's a
Oh,
four-star. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So he committed to
okay.
TSU, and he originally had committed to North Dakota. So we
Hmm?
still in folk.
Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna talk to the hockey
Hey,
team.
that's
That
a good
hockey.
breaking news.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Google wrote $1 million. Okay. Well, hopefully that's true. Uh, Shock says Google wrote $1 million check. I hope so. you know. Um, but we'll talk to the hockey Nick Guerrero, director of hockey, and and coach Dante Abercrombie. Sometime next week, trying to get them on the schedule. So we'll get a solid date in, and we'll get them in on next week. Next week is our bye week. We'll go into it 6-2.
Yes, sir. We will.
We're going on our
We
bye week
will.
6-2. 6 and
We
2.
will.
But so we'll do it that. All right, the mighty offensive Tigers versus EIU. Now, granted, we won 41-17. It's about the game now. It's about the game. Um, it was announced during halftime. Okay, I have to go back and watch. I was watching the game now. I was busy. Um, I was busy for a family event, and I had my TSU on. And actually, I met a current her grandson was in the band, Mr.
Hmm.
Dr. McDonald, and she was like, Why are you here? Why are you at this event?" And I was like, you know, whatever, so yeah, that's why she was like, you should be, and I was like, you're right, you're right. Why am I? Whatever. But so I didn't watch the game. This is a couple of highlights. I guess I was watching it a couple hours ago because I got in back in town last night. So, but I like the fireworks. What I was sort of seeing as I saw the updates coming in. People were texting me too as well. Then my phone actually shut off too. That is, you get a new phone too because I was really holding on to this phone for 3 or 4 years. So I got a new phone now. So you text me, I will respond. But so that was really tough. I was like, man, I'm on 1%. Come on, come on, get the game, in the game. And the phone was like, yeah, you're done. So, but yeah, 41-17 score. Um, and this fireworks, I would say. I think it's the first game that we've seen. We had scored 41 points before. We scored 41, John Merritt, 41, Southern Heritage.
Hmm.
And, but this to me, was a complete game. I would say. We ran the ball, we passed the ball, we caught the ball, we played with the ball. We did, we did everything with it that we wanted to do out there. Um, and no lapses, right? In terms of we did start slow a little bit. It was too, we was moving the ball, couldn't get it scored. But once we got it going, it was gone. It wasn't like any last minute touchdown, anything like that. Defense stayed consistent. What's your thought, TSU man? I don't know if you get a chance to watch it, live
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff
oh
like
yeah.
that or anything.
I, I
Yeah.
I watched it live, and I was screaming at the television. My wife was like, "They can't hear you," but but hey, yeah, that's how it goes, man. So again, I couldn't make it to the game because of Hurricane Milton, and we stayed overnight during the hurricane at the school. So we stayed overnight there and got back and had to do some cleanup. I've been cleaning up for 3 days, but I was ready. I was ready to watch the game, man. I was sore from all the cleaning up, but I sat down and watched this game, and I was happy. I was happy with what I saw. Like you said, we did. I think the first drive we started off pretty well, and but we didn't get that field goal. We missed that field goal. I think it's like 20 something yards or something like that. And then we would kind of stay almost stagnant for a little bit until the beginning of the second quarter. And then we just started whooping up on them. And that's what we did. It was 20-10 at halftime. And then we came out in the second half and, defense do what they do and held them down. They only scored another 7 points after that. EIU did, but TSU went on and scored 21 points. Biggest takeaway from this game is the offensive line did what they had to do. They did a great job. Defense always does a good job. Ellis had a great game. Carter had a good game. He came in. We saw him throw the ball, so he only threw it once, but he made a completion or complete the pass. But the big takeaway for me in this game was Karate Brinson, and that man was making spectacular catches. I think he had 121 yards total, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe Ronnie, you correct me on that later. But Karate Brinson was going for it, man, and he was a star. He was a star Saturday, so I was really really happy to see it.
Yeah, yeah, he got busy. He
Yeah.
got he got
Yeah.
busy. I mean, Coach Eddie has been alluding to karate for the last couple of weeks, um, saying his practice habits have improved, and we're seeing that on the field. Um, but yeah, I think I said it last week. We needed to come in and really dominate.
Yeah.
This EIU team had won one game all year. You know, they put belt to butt last year on us while we were um, at their place. They're looking for their first conference win, and this was a perfect opportunity for them to do that and spoil our homecoming. But we said, nah, not today, bruh, not today. And this was by far our most complete game in a long time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Defense was clicking, um, offense was clicking. As a team, that's gonna be my spotlight. The team, they
Mm-hmm.
got busy. They got
Yeah.
busy, and this could have easily been a trap game,
Mm-hmm.
right? As we go to homecoming 2.0, this could have been a trap game. But the boys remained focused, took care of business, and not only did we win, we dominated.
Yeah.
So now we got to that was the first half of the OVC season. Now we got 4 more games to go. Let's go up to DC, do what we need to do, get some rest, and then close the season out.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's one thing I was really worried about this game just because EIU they're not having the season that they wasn't having. They did play 2 FBS teams. They lost at the
Yep.
time 2 ranked teams. Then they lost to Lindenwood by a few points. We struggled with them a little bit last week too, right? So Lindenwood is sort of getting a little better here. If you don't come play right, and so even when they lost to SEMO, uh, they they lost to SEMO too, correct? I mean, no. That'd be UT Martin. That'd be UT Martin. But you know, I was just concerned because they have talent on there. They got Flowers. They got some of the guys back. They have the quarterback. This team is still good, right? So I was like,
Yep.
they did have three work receivers out this game because of
Yeah.
injury, but they're
Mm-hmm.
going to click at some point. They're going to win some games towards the end. And I was like, let's make sure it's not today. And our
Right.
defense made sure it was not today. Not today. You do it later, but not today. You guys not going to get back right how you were at the end of last year. So we stopped them and we got them in there. But let's read our few stats. So we mentioned that before because
Yeah.
again, I'm catching up on this game. So this total yards right here. They had 23 first downs, rather. We had 20. Total rushing 128 to 175. Passing 360 to 237. We made it one dimensional. They had to throw the ball, and he made some mistakes, a lot of mistakes actually. Total offense they had 435. We had 365, but we had 41 points. So who cares? They had to do more plays than us. They had 81 plays to our 62, but hey, whatever. 2 penalties this game. 2 penalties.
Ooh,
That's
that's
it. So
big.
I mean that's great. 2 penalties. That's big. So that happens. We punted the ball 5 times. They put it 4. Um, so we had more kickoffs than them because we scored way more points than them. Time of possession, they had the ball a little more. They were throwing more. 31 minutes to 28 minutes, but that's fine. You score a lot of points. Who cares? Uh, you know. So that's sort of the team stats right there. But the team stat that matters is 41-17, right? That's the main team stat. 41 to
Yep.
17. Whooped on. Uh, Passing for EIU. I mean, he had to throw the ball at one dimensional. So he did have 338 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He got sacked twice, but we was on him all day. We were on him. MJ Flowers who hit us up for the last couple of years, like over 100 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Only had 65 yards this game. So we
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
closed. We really closed him down. We really closed him down. They had one guy, William Cooper, freshman. He had 8 receptions, 141, and 5 for 103, whatever. Our stats, the one that matter. Draylen Ellis had 20 of 32, 224 yards, 4 touchdowns. He was sacked once. Tevin Carter, 1 of 1, 13 yards. He did rush for a touchdown, too, as well. 12 yards this time, so not 1 or 2. It was 12 yards this time. Rushing, 9 carries, 53 yards. That was Jaden McGill. CJ Evans, 7 for 37. 2 of 7, 17 for Tevin Carter, and Draylen had 6 for 20. And again, Jordan Gant had 4 for 12. And again, since we split the ball so much, it's sort of hard to get something consistent. But we did rush for 141 yards as a team. So that's sort
Yeah.
of why this
Yeah.
looks so weird. But But
I'll
you know, he
take that
split the
though. I'll
rushing
take
carries
that.
like that. Yeah. So they're definitely good. And then for receiving, which I mentioned before, yeah, Karate Benson had for 6 for 121. Um, and then Jaleel Dean, he had one touchdown reception. Jaleel Dean with a beautiful catch. That was a one amazing one-handed catch.
Yeah.
2 for 31, one touchdown. Gerard Gerard Bullock with a great catch to 4 for 25, one touchdown. Brian Williams with another great catch, 5 for 24 for one touchdown. Jason Hoth, he had a great catch, 2 for 19. So
Hmm.
we getting the ball around. Rashawn Lacey, 1 for 13, and Jordan Gant had a pass there too as well. Uh, Deep side of the ball, Boogie Trotter once again with a great game. One had a breakup, had one interception, ran back 47 yards. 7 total tackles. Ahmad Nelson, 7 total tackles. Jalen McClendon with one hand man out there, one hand
Hmm.
bandit out there, 7 tackles. Deion Village with 6 tackles. Saunders Ellis with 6 tackles. Tyler Jones, 5 tackles. Fondren Hollis, who haven't played too much this year because hey, and he had 4 tackles, had a good game this
Yeah.
time. Keandre Booker, all right, defensive end, 4 tackles. Eric George with 4. Chris Walker with 4, another lineman. So that's 3 guys right there with 4 tackles apiece. Uh, Meante Kimbrough with 3. He's our D tackle. Cameron Blaylock with 2. Sammy Taylor with 2. And a couple guys in the special teams get a couple tackles in there too as well. But yeah, that's sort of it. Oh, I see Jackson Foster did come back and punt the ball this time. I was wondering what happened. I know he
Yeah.
injured at one point. So he did punt. Well, he did punt once. James Lowry did punt 4. CJ Evans did a couple returns. That was really good.
And can I
Um,
say something about that? CJ Evans, I like him in that position. I like him returning
Man.
those kicks, man. He did a great job with that.
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, he did a
yeah,
good
He's
job.
come in.
and
He's given us a boost in that special team.
Yeah, he really has.
yeah. So and outside James Lowry, still, he's 7 of 11, I think, this year on field goals. He did get was that extra point block or just missed? I don't know. Missed
I
that
think it was
highlight.
blocked.
It was blocked.
No,
So
no, you
he's
mean you
going
mean the extra point or the yeah, the extra point was
extra point
blocked.
was that
Yeah,
extra point was blocked,
yeah.
and then he missed the field goal. So we still get together. I think he's either 6 of 11 or 7 of 11, and so he's a little off this year. He's more than a little. He's off this year. He really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So hopefully, that's the only thing you say. Hey, James Lowry, just be who you were last year. That's sort of what you're trying to do. Um, but yeah, I
Just
mean,
get to that bye week. Let him reset.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, because we're gonna need him. uh, so, I went over the stats. Any other thoughts about the any other points or good plays that you saw throughout? Did you want to point out, caught top of your head?
No,
Man,
go ahead. Go ahead,
go ahead,
Demetrius.
man. Nah, I'm just gonna say, we spent the last 6 weeks or so, um, really giving some honest feedback, whether it's offensive side of the ball, defensive side of the ball. Um, so, it felt really good, in my opinion, to have a real complete game.
Yeah.
And I keep saying this. This had all the ingredients for a trap game. Again, this is our homecoming, but you know, everybody knows what the next week was. So this had all the ingredients, and we went up there and we just took care of business.
Yeah.
You know, from Friday with first take all the way through Saturday night. Like it was, man, it was a big blue weekend.
No,
So
it was.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
No, that's no. You described it, Demetrius, and I'm gonna tell you, it was a great weekend. It was a great viewing for TSU. And I knew Nostradamus again because I knew we were gonna win this game. I wasn't even worried about it. because Eddie hasn't lost a homecoming. Number one, he hasn't lost a homecoming. 4-0, and also EIU. This is I think we beat them 4 out of 5 last times. They beat us last year, but I think we beat them the last 4 out of 5. And they had our numbers for a while with Jimmy Garoppolo, and then they got a win on us. They shouldn't have got it on us from way back in the day. Phantom calls, and I think that's my disdain for for Eastern Illinois. I'm not a big fan of Eastern Illinois. I'm not sure if it's just the default because I probably hate or not hate. Now that's a strong word, but dislike Murray State more than I like Eastern Illinois. But but Eastern Illinois is now that Murray State is gone. Eastern Illinois is that team that I just do not like. And so to beat them 41-17, it was just me, talking to all the guys and saying, we got this. So I just knew it. I was looking at my crystal ball, and I knew it.
So this is shout out to Coach Meshack for hopping in real quick. He's our director of recruiting. He helped make this team right now. We see.
Yes, sir. What's up, Meshack?
Tennessee State. So he came back to Tennessee State. For a while and brought some good guys in. They're back here a year or two now, and we're starting to see the guys he's bringing in. That's really making that difference and making that thing. So welcome back, Coach, and look forward to seeing you this weekend.
Yeah,
doing the same.
Yeah. And we'll intercede what games you go to in DC this week. I guess pick up some more good guys. A lot of good football in this area.
Send him some players, 28. Send him some players.
Gotta do some scouting.
Come on, man. Send the lineup.
Yeah. So because hopefully they get their chance. They coming in. I think whenever they come in, hopefully get some games Friday night, Saturday. Well, it can't even be Saturday, but hopefully Friday night you can see some games, see some players. So we'll see. And I told you last year I went to a game. My daughter's high school, and Penn State coach came out, and they gave him a shout out. His name's I can see his face. Usually at Vanderbilt.
James Franklin.
James Franklin.
There we go.
Yeah.
So James Franklin was at the game last year. So you see the guys
crying about they ain't have a long enough runway.
Yeah. So they're around. So it's a competitive environment, as you all know. But so look forward to seeing what we got next week. Yeah, I did see third quarter. I was like, it got 26. I think it was ended up being 2017. Then we went up, I think 27-17. I was like, we're gonna fall apart. And we scored next drive 27-17. Stopped again, 34-17. It was like, it's over.
But right when it was 20, I'm sorry, right when it was 2017, when I was screaming at the TV because the band kept playing while Eastern Illinois had the ball, and they already told them to stop playing, but they kept doing it, and I'm saying, shut up, y'all, shut up, and she's like, they can't hear you, Lamar, they can't hear you, and I was like, I don't care, I'm shouting anyway. Somebody's gonna hear this.
Prof Mac gotta get that together.
Yeah,
you gotta get that together. I don't care if it's homecoming or not.
Yeah,
they don't like that.
Right, and we could have gotten a penalty for it. We get a penalty for that, and it's 2017. That game was tight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it was one time that ref said stop playing, and they stopped, and then that center went over the ball or did some call, and again, it was almost like they played as soon as he hiked the ball. I'm just like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to the ALB though.
Yeah, shout out to ALB.
Yeah, shout out to ALB. Just,
I guess it was like, we're not going to DC, so we're gonna play a whole lot here.
I guess so. But I definitely like how they bounced back, and I did see the last interception that I think Boogie Trotter had towards the end, so to sort of seal the game. And then we put some backups in. That was really good, just to get them some more looks and get Tevin Carter a chance to throw the ball, and as we get that play in. So I'm loving how the O line is gelling. That they're really getting it. And they're coming together, and that was a good, cause that was a good decent line. Again, I know
Mm-hmm.
EIU was struggling, but they got a couple guys in the front that can play,
Yeah.
and they did a very good job
Yeah.
against that front line. I mean, because EIU has lost a lot of close games too. One like outside the FBS games, they've they've played well. They've been competitive, so it's good to get on, punch them in the face, and say, "No, not today. Maybe next week. Yeah, go beat some guys. Go beat Tennessee Tech for us. Take some other people out for us. Make our way a little easier." We are now second in the conference, so SEMO they putting points up on everybody. I mean, they
Yeah.
points they're high, right? I mean, they're putting points up 30, 40 points, at least in the OVC. So they're scoring. So it's good that we got a 40 point in our OVC competition as well to say, hey, we got to score with them. Got to score with them
Right.
as much as possible. But so they're 3-0. Then we're 2-1 in the conference, and then Tech did lose last week.
Three and
Three
one.
and one.
3-1. Yeah, we three and
Three and
one.
one. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3-1. Tech is 2-1. I'm sorry. So we play three. Yeah, 3-1. SEMO is 3-0, 3-1, and then Tech is 2-1 and go on down the line.
Yeah, I think
So
everyone has had their bye week just about, except for us.
yeah. So we'll chance the next 2 weeks we play out of conference. We see what happens. We like, what y'all doing over there? Okay. The next week we actually off. We say, what y'all doing over there? Then we go into play UT Martin. We sort of see, and that'd be really, SEMO already beat UT Martin earlier in the year. It was a barn burner, 45,
Yeah,
38, something like that,
it
overtime.
was.
So it was a barn burner. So UT Martin and SEMO, you got to score to get those guys.
Yep.
They're going to put up 20 to 30 points. Hopefully, we're doing pretty good to keeping people below 24, mostly. And we we got to score a little bit. We're going to need 30, 35 I think our defense is the best in the conference, but we still gonna need 30, 35 points to get some
Yep.
nice, comfortable wins in there. When we play, for everybody else. SEMO put 53 up on Garner Webb the other day, a couple weeks ago. So they're on fire. So a lot to look forward to, a lot of good football left. And but hey, we're here, and I was talking to another TSU fan. They were like, "We're sort of quiet here. We're 4-2. We're second in the conference. Are y'all excited?" Right? I mean, we sort of, because if we lost, it'd been hundreds and hundreds of text messages and hundreds of messages and message boards and on, shout out to Uncut, and they won. They're like, wait, I don't get how nothing to say. I don't have anything to
Yeah.
say. When you say, good job, coach. Good job, guys. Good job, players. Good job, everybody. Good job, Ellis. Because we're starting to see, a massive turnaround, and sometimes it takes a while. It took other people a while to get here too, as well. We keep forgetting that other coaches take a long time to get the ball rolling, and we're right here. We're right where we want to be. So, smile and show up and watch them
Yep.
play football. Because we
Let,
got a good football team.
let me say this. I don't care. You know, since Eddie George's been here, what? This is year number 4, right?
That's correct.
Right. So year number 4, every year since he's now, I ain't talking about win-loss record, right? Maybe the season when he went 5-6, we went 5-6. But last year we were 6-2. Then the bottom fell out, right? The year before that we went 5-6. The year before that I think we were 6-2 or maybe 6-3, and then the bottom fell out. My point is, even when Hugh Jackson was running the show, the first year, we ended up winning like 4 games in a row. In October, made a late push. What I'm saying is that since Eddie's been here, and Madness, you brought up the fact that he ain't never lost homecoming. right? That's a tremendous feat right there. He ain't ever lost homecoming, and
Hmm.
every year our team has been in conversation. Traditionally, we won't talk about tradition. Traditionally, after homecoming, season's done. Season's done. We're competing and playing meaningful games well into November. What more can you ask for?
Right.
What more can you ask for?
Now, I agree, Demetrius. I mean, we're, Coach George has us right there, man. And even at um, even the year before, the four and well, no, what did we go? 4-7. We went 5-6, then 4-7, something like that. Initially, we were part of we were in the mix, but
Yep.
but then we just lost several games right after that. And then we of course we were in the mix. We were 6-2. The bottom fell out. But if things go right, we're about to replicate that again, and even enhance on that. So everyone should be excited. Why, if they aren't excited, I don't know why, and I don't know where they are. I don't know where their head is. Maybe again, we talk about fans who are true fans. I think maybe they aren't football fans. Maybe they fans of TSU, but not necessarily football fans. But one thing to support is you got what, I'm not a season holder because I go to every game. I'm a season ticket holder because I'm supporting, right?
You're right.
I can't
Right.
make it to every game, but it's the way to support, right? And if I'm not there, I make sure my tickets go to somebody else and that they're supporting, right? Even though I wasn't there this weekend, my tickets were used, right? So you know, I think we need to understand what it means to support and what it is to be a fan, not just of the football team, but of the school. Understand that these things matter. And if you want your school to be a big name recognition, then the best way to do it is through sports, right?
Yep.
You can, Tulane is a great academic school, right? But you know more about, not to say Ohio State, Michigan aren't good academic schools, but well, you know about Ohio State and Michigan because of their teams, right? More so than Tulane.
Right.
I remember coming up, I was a big basketball fan, a big East fan. When I was coming up as a kid, I wanted to go to Georgetown or Syracuse, because I mean, they were big rivals, but those are the teams I knew. I watched all the time. They were always on TV. Why? Because of sports. That's how I knew about Georgetown, Villanova, all those Big East teams. Sports is where we can make names for ourselves, and I think people need to understand that.
Yeah, you can. I couldn't have said it any different.
I'm gonna put this up here. I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna comment about it.
It,
But
it, it's not us saying it.
yeah, and again, I didn't play football, but in college, but I was definitely going to all the pet rallies, going to most of the basketball games. I mean, that's how I met a lot of people because I'm not really a party goer. Just before I'm boring. If people know I'm boring, everybody know I'm boring, whatever. But my way of getting out, is to go to football games and go to sporting events because see other people. That's what I'm gonna say. Like just Howard, my hangout. I may go out one little spot, but that ain't really whatever. But my thing is affiliate to Tennessee State through sports. That's sort of how I get that engagement and stuff like that. So, some stuff I don't care about the parties that much. Just not who I am. But I don't understand. Like I remember like having great memories of doing cheers and chants and stuff like that. But you know, uh, and some people just don't. They forgot it. Maybe they thought it was a student thing or something like that. But no, I mean I really enjoy watching us compete and doing the best that we can, and any way we can support financially as well as uh, emotionally. We need to do that and be there for them because our students uh, really need that support. And then also too, think about this. We talk about TSU Alumni Association and being engaged stuff like that. These kids, they're gonna remember that when they go up here and they're gonna remember y'all support them. I
Mm-hmm.
said, join my membership, join my chapter. Like for what? When I was playing for y'all, y'all were outside, and so
Right.
and I agree with agents right here too as well. We got a lot of cause like we used to have our pep club, and they wear matching shirts sometimes and stuff like that. So different things we used to do. We used to do the wave and stuff like that. All the different stuff that we used to do. Maybe old timey now, but they gotta find a way to engage people. But that's something that's creating that student culture for them. I'm not gonna say do the old stuff that we do. I ain't gonna say that. They're like that's old, that's lame, that's whack. They probably do TikTok. Do a 2 year shoot TikTok. I don't know whatever they want to do. Do something to make sure you have fun at games because it's sort of not happening right now. So it's overall a bad culture and a
Yeah.
bad thing. But while things need to be improved and you can say, hey, administration do this, do that, X, Y, Z, but we're not showing up, then we'll complain about it. This is really odd to me. Different, you said I don't care. There's a lot of small schools who maybe doing one of the sports don't really have a fan base, or whatever, but they're sort of winning. But it's like you all spend time, don't show up, and then spend time to complain about it, what you didn't see. Why? So it's really an odd situation. That don't make sense to me. Either you care or you don't, right? And that's sort of like, wait, and I don't understand why people would take time. Because again, if we lost, if we lost this game, you know, folk have been on our heads right now, on all the chat rooms and stuff like that. And that don't make sense to me. Like you don't care when we win, but you care when we lose. That
Yeah.
don't make sense to me. That don't make sense to me at all. Yeah, same as that. It is several schools. So shout out to ones like FAMU, Jackson State, Bama State has seen a turnaround that they started doing their homecoming recently because first it was Tuskegee. They was sort of their homecoming back in the day. They added homecoming and it's out the water right now. It didn't really work. You saw the top of the game right now when they played FAMU just a couple weeks ago. But you see 4 or 5, 6 schools that are doing really well in HBCU-ness, right? And kudos to them for doing that, putting in work
Yeah.
and making sure that people are there. I'm not going to share that one off the screenshot, but you're right. But let that go. But yeah, so shout out to those schools that are doing the work and getting their fans engaged and stuff like that. And it's a process. I do like when I was there. I thought that we weren't winning at first. It was some down years before that guy took over and did well. I want to say his name, but then we kept it steady for a while. But we got to re-engage people and see what's
Mm-hmm.
going on. And again, if you don't care when we win, don't act like you care when we lose.
Yeah.
Let's leave, because at least you can figure out who you supposed to recruit, and try to get engaged. But it's so confusing right now because people who don't celebrate you when you win, but
Mm-hmm.
knock you when you lose, it's really crazy to me. That really bothers me. That really
I
bothers me.
I will say that it looked more like it looked more than 8,000 people there in the stand. So
It did. It
and I'm not
did.
sure when we took that number 7,875 I think is what it was, the official. But
Hmm.
I'm not exactly sure when they did that, but it looked more than that. I mean, I'm not gonna say it was 15 or nothing like that, but it just looked more, and that number just didn't look right. Just looking at me, because whenever you start having, now of course there are a lot of missed seats, but when you start having fans over into the end zone, right, and into both sides of the end zone, I think that number just doesn't seem about right to me.
Yeah,
But that's not a good
yeah,
number, regardless. It's not a good number.
yeah. We got a long way to go to rebuild that trust or whatever is there or whatever, you know. But yeah, I'm just saying, guys, if you love it, love it. If you hate it. But don't, you can't do both. That's sort of my thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, somebody else said it shocks was the same way. That it was 14 to 15,000 people in the stands. So, you know, I guess we'll figure that out. And again, we'll get a bump again when we get a new Nissan comes. We'll get a bump again because we want to see the stadium. Hopefully, we'll be able to play some games of hell too as well. We get a new hell or whatever.
But I don't want to go
But
back and
yeah,
forth.
so
I don't want to go back and forth. I don't want to do a couple of games here and in the new
I,
hell, and then a couple of games at Nissan. I do
I,
not want to do that.
I think we want. Well, I think we contractually have to play at Nissan. So I think unless we figure out the rich guys can figure out some way of getting us totally out of it, you
Then
know,
then that's another
or
bad
someone.
deal.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I mean, I think
I
we're
think they couldn't
contract. I
totally.
think we have to play there, but if we don't play there, we get compensated.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, that's the difference now. So we added that in. So
Yeah,
I think they can totally
yeah,
cancel the whole contract that was made before because they're there forever now. But to
yeah,
get some reprieve, just like you don't play, so maybe we're gonna play some games there. Hopefully, it's not too many, but we'll see. Um, so let's see. The status of New Hell is nowhere.
Right.
We got some budget issues.
Right.
So, but we do. It has been reported. It has been reported that Titans are interested helping us help rebuild Hell. It's in articles, so I'm not giving away anything like that. Uh, People want to be in the dump. Yeah, so I do agree there'll be a bump once that new stadium does open back up. People want to see it just like when we started off in '98. People want to see that dome.
And then hopefully
So
there's no tailgating outside. All the tailgating and all the partying will be
yeah,
inside the stadium.
yeah.
yeah, because I do. Yeah, remember they said they have some area where they can do it. Agent. So there is discussion that when we don't use Nissan Stadium, that they will compensate us. And that's in a couple of articles. And I'm not breaking anything news, anything like that. It's
Right.
nothing. It's public information that it's like $186,000 or so like that. They want to give money to us, so we can use that funding to help finance some aspect of a stadium on campus. But you know, which is how Titans. So I mean, I think the new deal is no, yeah. So there is no, we don't have to pay fees, and then they'll pay us not to play there. So that's a new Titan Stadium. That's what it was in articles out there. So hopefully we can use that to help rebuild and do what we need to do on campus. And you mentioned hockey earlier, do something for hockey too as well, and help build some more facilities on campus. So yeah, I don't know anything about that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I'm
that's
not familiar with that one.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
think that once they asked for new stadium, they probably was all forgiven or whatever. They probably can't forget that money. Just build a new stadium. That's
We
probably
got a
what
game
happened.
this weekend, don't we?
Yeah, let's go back. Yeah, we're getting too much detail. Good job, Tanisha, man. Good, nice save. Nice save. We don't know too much about you. That's
Homecoming game,
nice.
homecoming game, right?
Yeah, yeah. Part two. Yeah,
Oh,
I don't get nobody calling me. Talking about you said something. I don't know anything too in detail with all that information, but we gotta get legal in here to do all that. So I ain't gonna do all that stuff. But yeah, we playing against Howard. It's their 100th homecoming, and they asked for it, so we coming.
yeah.
They are a 3-3 team. They lost against Rutgers, Mercyhurst. They beat Mercyhurst. They beat Morehouse College. Lost to Hampton. So Hampton said they're the real HU this year.
That's
Got
every
smoked
year.
by Princeton. Yeah, yeah. Got smoked by Princeton. And they were down. Going back to Hampton game, they were down a lot, and they came back and made it look. They're down 27-3. They came back towards the end and make it 27-20. So then Princeton got to them real good. And they beat Sacred Heart last week. So yeah, Hampton they had a pretty decent season, so far, I guess. So we'll see. Um, you know, we'll, uh,
I think
we'll see how good they are. So yeah,
I think what you could say about Howard is that they have a good defense. Their offense, has had its struggles this year, but we can't overlook those guys. Their defense is strong. They play they played early on. They played Rutgers pretty well, and even though they lost like 44-7, I think it was, or something like that. Um, you know, they they started the game out well. So I just think we need to be careful. Not going up there. We want to put that ooh wee on them. We want to put that butt whipping on them for schedules for homecoming. But we just need to go out there and be careful and make sure we play a mistake free game. as much as possible.
It looked like they play a couple quarterbacks here. Um, Looking at the stats real quick.
They have, they have.
Um, yeah, but they played three. So I guess they're playing at least 2 or 3 quarterbacks per game. I guess as I figure that out. Um, well, it's passing rather. So maybe somebody's not a quarterback, but it seems like they're going back and forth between 2 quarterbacks. Scroggins and Tolbert. Uh, they've played the most games, 3 and 4 games. So they're trying to figure out who that is for them. Rushing, Jared Hunter uh, is is uh, is there. Edger James' son is on the team, Eden James,
Hmm.
but it seems like he hasn't really played as much as he did last year. Um, he's played. He played 6 games, but he's not getting a lot of touches like he was before. So it's interesting. Um, yeah, the team in terms of looking at that, yeah, in terms of defense, they scored 21 points a game, but the other team scored 27 points. So I can see like outside of you did Rutgers out of there 44 points. You can sort of see that their numbers come down, and so they are defensively competitive against teams. So the defense seems to be sort of their strong suit. Um, but yeah, so um, so it'll be an interesting matchup. Yeah, again, I haven't watched too much tape on them this year. Um, uh, some of it because I think that we've been playing so well right now.
Mm.
That um, but y'all gotta be worried. Is their homecoming? So they're gonna come with an extra energy because it's their 100th homecoming.
Hmm.
So I'm sure that the first quarter they're gonna come with a lot of energy coming out, and so we got to sort of overcome that first quarter or two because they're gonna come a little extra behind their back, and also
Yep.
we come and make sure that we're not overconfident about how well we played this past week. So we gotta make sure that we're on our P's and Q's and really focusing on what needs to be done. Um, so
We all know what
shot
happened
came
at
out.
Charles and Southern last year.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we come in hot like last year, same situation. We say, oh, we got to walk Charleston Southern. Charleston Southern have a good team. They said we got to go in and win 7-8, and then it fell out, and that can happen if you go ahead and not
Yep.
focus and do what you need to do. And somebody mentioned the MEAC refs. uh, you know, But hey, we put OVC refs, man. It was this week was
Yeah.
fine, but last week against Lindenwood, it was like, whoa, that was rough out there. That was a tough time to overcome a lot of different adversity there. But yeah, expect adversity going there. And also speaking of this, man, I don't know. We need to come up with some cheers or something, man. I don't know, man. I'm old. I don't feel like losing my voice, but we had no band, of course, could do some cuts. No cheerleaders either. And so, we got some fans out there. I don't know how many we have. We need to get some cheers together. Maybe put some posters up or something. Bring some poster boards or something to start yelling out stuff.
Can we
TSU.
not? Can we
So
not do the hey yeah cheer 3 times in this game, please? Maybe we do it
yeah, let's do some
once
cheers.
and,
So
and do it once, and then we'll do the others. It seems like that's
mhm.
the only cheer we know. And I'm telling you, I've been saying that for years, man. I'm tired of hearing that cheer.
Mhm.
Is because I'm telling you that it's done at least 4 times a game. I'm telling you.
Yeah. AJ, yeah, we having some financial struggles at our school, so we chose to well, not well. We don't have extra to spend. This will be clear. I mean, it's like they don't want to spend extra money to send students down. So there will be no band and no cheerleading uh, at the game this time around. And also, too, we somewhat asked not to bring people to as well, a little bit of Howard. But I'm not putting it all on them. But, you know, it's their homecoming. So, yeah.
I was shocked said I was surprised Glover didn't get Oprah to write a big check for the band to go up there. Glover's no longer here, right? Shock.
Yeah, yeah. Glover. Man, Shaq try to get some trouble, man. He want
He
everybody
is. No, he
coming.
really is. He really
FCC and
is.
everybody.
You were dropping dimes
Come
earlier,
here,
Shock. Now you trying to get us in trouble.
Give us a cease and desist.
So yeah, I mean, but yeah, hope we get some. So we get some, TTTSU, so do that. Some simple cheers, you know. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack ain't tired. Jack, we can do that one. It's like a couple of lines. Just say something, So, but again, I'll be there. We'll all be there. This will be our second game. Last homecoming I messed up. I couldn't get the picture, so it's on me to make sure we all get together and take a
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah.
So, I'm not out there running my mouth. Now I can stay. So
We're gonna make it happen.
Then
Yeah,
actually go on our YouTube channel. Actually go on our YouTube channel. The band was a boy. Shot. Yeah. So so we won't do no. In the past, we've done 2 shows. We had not been able to do it for various reasons. We won't get one in before because they're traveling. I'm in the area, so. But if I see you guys out and about, say what's up. See my face. Probably won't see me out because you may see me on Thursday, maybe Thursday, at there's a Teaching National Alumni with Katrina Carr is hosting an event at the park downtown, so I may go to that. Friday night, I know there's DJ CeeLo. I don't know these people's name, man. I'm not cool. So I'm probably messing everybody's name up. But it's a Friday night event on U Street at the place called the Mark or something. The Mark. I'm not cool like that, so I don't know none of these places. So it's probably another bar that flipped names. And so they're doing if you can't go to the game, they are doing something on U Street as well. Right on U Street. U Street is right. So U Street is one of the main pieces. Y'all should know that, right? I don't think people in DC. U Street is DC. I think people probably know about U Street. But there'll be like a live watch party or something like that, like a little mini tailgate with a couple of DJs and stuff like that out there too. So I think U Street is the main street for Black people in DC, mostly. So it's right down the street from Howard. So if I were you all, don't drive. I'm going to take the metro because I know it, but it is like a little hike up the street if you do get off on the yellow line.
Okay, wait a minute.
Shaw.
You just said something. So are you saying? So if I don't know where the Mayflower is. It's a hotel. I'm not sure exactly where it is. I've stayed there before.
That's
But if
downtown. Okay.
But so is there you say take the metro, is there a metro stop near Howard that I could, take and go to the game?
In reason, there's a Shaw Howard Metro. I think that's Yellow Line. You can take that there. I don't know what's near. You probably off the Red Line. I wouldn't get off that. I would do. I'm not gonna send you somewhere. If you're gonna get off, take the metro. Get off on the Shaw Yellow Line. That's the closest line to Howard. That's probably safe to walk to.
Okay.
I wouldn't walk the other way. I wouldn't come off the Red Line. That one is
You said yellow. Didn't you say yellow?
Yellow. Do yellow. Yellow green. I think it's yellow green line. Yellow. I know it's definitely yellow. Take that one. I would not come down to walk from the Red Line.
So you recommend you saying I don't necessarily have to get a car because I already have one reserved, but
no, I wouldn't. Now,
Okay.
if you are going to drive, one of my buddies, he's on. We got like different parking apps, right? I'm pretty sure most of these have these. At least go online and reserve a spot. I think it's Spot Hero is one of them, and so you can reserve it, and that's your spot for the day. If you are going to drive, but I mean it's crowded. I mean the metro's gonna be crowded too. I mean it's
okay.
I mean you'll hear on one thing about them. You hear on the metro, on the yellow line, any line going towards Howard. They say it's Howard's homecoming week. welcome Howard fans. I mean, so it's really big. You hear the guys announcing that.
Okay.
So it is going to be crowded on the Metro. It's about a mile walk up from Yellow Line Shaw. It's not too bad, but that's an option. If you drive, yeah, I will try to reserve a spot in advance. You use a Spot Hero, the various apps they have, so you can get there. Because it is crowded again. Um, so do a live show at the game. That would be very difficult.
That's gonna be difficult.
I don't know how my Wi-Fi. Yeah, I don't know about Wi-Fi and this speed to noise. I mean, we can do like a video, I guess, on Instagram, something like that. We can do like a little something, but put it on. And I can put it on YouTube later. But yeah, I don't think I can do it during the game. I mean, I could, but I don't know how that work. I don't think
We could do,
I don't have tech skills to do all that. I don't have tech skills to do all that. That's out of my realm. But yeah. What else? What other advice? Uber, Uber, Lyft, to get around.
I figured out.
Or Metro. Yeah,
The
because
good thing
it's
is
gonna be
the
hard
game.
driving.
The good thing is the game is during the day. So
Yeah,
we'll figure it
yeah.
out.
Yeah, they ain't gonna have it at night.
That's gonna play Howard.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, but a lot of events. Look online. You see the different things on the different Facebook groups and stuff, and Instagram, TikTok, whatever, all that stuff. It's out there. Howard Come is very busy. You probably already started partying already. So it's there. Um, so yeah, we'll think about doing some clips and stuff like that. That's a good idea, agent. Do some live clips and make a little reel or something on YouTube or something like
Yeah.
that, and sort of put it together. It's a good idea. Um, but you know, yeah, just be safe. Um, if it looks sketchy, it probably is sketchy. DC's one of the cities where you take a left, it's nice. You take a right, it's not. You know, and so but hey,
Yeah.
it's homecoming. You'd be fine.
Yes, sir.
Everybody be fine. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a little joke. So, all right, go Big Blue.
Go Big Blue.
Go Big Blue. I'm adding my layers.
Yeah, me too.
All right.